Hey everybody, you've reached Elizabeth and Joanne with World's Cup of Joe. Awaken your soul. Welcome to our channel. For those of you that are new here, Joanne and I are both in permanent relating experiences with our twin flames. We have been through it all, and we are here to guide you, teach you how to learn the energy of this connection so that you can maintain the energy of soul that draws in your twin flame and keeps them with you. That is what we've learned, and that is what we share on this channel. So you'll hear a lot of soul talk, but the purpose is to bring you into the energy of soul, which is where your twin flame craves you. So with that being said, we are going to start this video. Joanne and I just had this discussion and was like, hold on, let's push pause and let's share this message, because it is such a freaking beautiful message about this journey with you all. And it was sort of this experience I had yesterday that totally put me into unity consciousness. And it was something so random, but it was like something I just had to share with Joanne. And as soon as I'm sharing it, I'm like, holy smokes, I need to share this with everybody, because everyone on this journey needs to understand not only the purpose of this journey, but how quickly your paradigm of the 3D can shift. Really, this journey can switch as quickly as you shift your energy, and your whole life can change. And you, being awakened, can start experiencing the best life you've ever experienced. So here's what I experienced that brought me into unity consciousness yesterday. So I was driving back from the pharmacy getting my daughter medicine, and I saw this car license plate in front of me, and the first three letters of the license plate were very close to my person's initials. And it brought me into this place of mind where I remembered when I first met him. I met him on Twitter, for those of you that are new. I met my person on Twitter, and his initials were his name at the time that I met him. And I remember feeling, so I felt into the energy of how I felt all those years ago, seeing those initials, because my addictive energy was activated immediately with my person. I was in the addictive obsessive energy from the moment I met my person. And so going back into that energy of seeing those initials on the license plate yesterday, instead of feeling into the addictive energy, I could see it. I was watching actually that energy from this place of soul, right? I saw the energy of the person I was all those years ago, seeing those initials and feeling like my person was unreachable, like he was on this pedestal. And you guys all know, all you divine feminines out there know that pedestal I'm talking about, where you start questioning, will I ever really be able to have this person? Will I ever be good enough for this person? So that's where my mind went, seeing those initials again. And then suddenly I shifted, saw those initials, and I felt into, holy smokes, that person that I had put on a pedestal for that period of time. Not only did he move across the country to be with me, he's now moved twice across the country again with me, and we're living together. And not only that, I'm driving home to him right now. I left this unhappy life. That person who initially saw those three initials, who was so unhappy in her home, in her marriage, in her life, that person shifted by those three little letters. That energy that started it all, right? That energy that started this journey, that started to wake me up. And now those three initials are bringing me home. I'm driving home where my person's waiting for me to watch a show together and chill, eating some popcorn, watching this show when I get home. He's waiting for me. I have the best life. I have like the best job. I have the best wake up and experience my day. My life is the best. And that person, all those years ago that saw those initials, she would have never been able to dream that her life could be this amazing, this love filled, this filled with peace, this filled with inspiration, this filled with joy, this filled with just so much happiness. And those three little initials yesterday brought me back not only into that initial energy, but I shifted through all of those energy stages into the one where I'm in now, the one of gratitude. I had so much gratitude driving home. I felt like my heart was like swelling and ready to burst. And it really brought me into this place of unity consciousness, because I know what this journey is. I know what this journey can bring. And we created this channel, loves, to all be in this together. So for those of you, whatever stage in your journey you're in, whether you're, just in the dark night right now, if you're in the separation, if you're starting to balance your person back in, it doesn't matter, right? Time's an illusion. You can switch the paradigm instantaneously when you start shifting your energy. When you start really focusing on you, shifting into this place of love and oneness for all. And I know it's hard. The mind doesn't want to do that. The mind wants to sort of dwell in those lower scale energies. But when you can shift it into this place of love, unconditional love for self, which is translated into unconditional love for your twin flame, because you are one and the same, you can change the entire paradigm of your life. I'm telling you, loves, looking at those 3 initials brought me back into a house in Phoenix where I was miserable, and then shifted me into my reality now in Ohio, where I was going home and I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. You guys can all experience the greatest happiness. Work through the energies that are keeping you in mind, and work to raise your vibration into that of soul, and watch how your 3D life, that paradigm you exist in now, watch how it shifts. Joanne, what would you like to add, my love?
So it's amazing how our entire being has transformed, right? When you were sharing with me the initials that you saw, I remember you brought me to a place where I was really, really triggered every time I would see my person's car, because it reminded me of being in the car with him, driving around with him, and then seeing a car now, right? When we were in separation, seeing his car, and a part of me hoping it's him on the other side, and then being really disappointed that it wasn't. And then so when you were telling me your initials while I was driving, when you shared that information, love, I saw part of me seeing his car and not giving an F. Being on the other side of the addictive energy that was hoping it was his car, and now on the other side of I don't care if that's his car or not. And honestly, his car is in our home. There was a moment of where hold on, wait, no, wait, kind of like you, love. Which timeline am I in? Am I in the timeline where I really loved his initials, and it was a part of me that craved him and begged for him to be in my space? Or am I in this timeline now where he's in my home and we're together?
Joanne, you just made me, okay, so what you were just saying, real quick, I want to insert this because it's relevant to this. So this is what I was talking to my mom about yesterday, is pictures and keeping pictures. And I really try not to keep pictures anymore. And I told her the reason why I don't like pictures is because when you look at pictures from your past, you're immediately transported into the energy that you felt at the time of those pictures, or when you maybe used to look at those pictures. You're no longer in the energy that is present moment. You're now in. So what you're saying right now, when I was looking at his car, or you were feeling into the different energetic phases almost that you were in the different stages of your journey. And that's why when we say make sure you are staying present, because it's really easy to dip into the past energies that are no longer serving you by going back into the stories, because that's what you're bringing up. You're bringing up energy. And we really want to simplify this journey for all of you guys into one of energy, because the energy is really so simple, right? The mind complicates it with stories, but the energy is all the same. It works one way in terms of there's one set of rules for energy. It doesn't deviate.
Yeah. So when I saw his car and I had to remind myself which timeline I'm in, I really felt all those addictive energy that was in the initial seeing the car and hoping it was him. And I was like, what the heck? Why do I care if he's in there or not? Oh, hold on. He's at home. Oh, hold on. Why would I? Right. I was going back and forth. It was almost like I was in a time machine going between all energies of super addictive energy, hoping he's in the car, And then balance now saying, why would I care if he's in the car? And now in union, where his car is at home, and the mind still remembers the energies it felt hoping he was in the
Yes,
car
that's exactly how
driving
I
next to
felt
me.
with the initials. I'm glad you felt that same way, because that's exactly how I felt with the initials. The mind starts bouncing back and forth with it's
Yeah.
funny though, because what do they say about manifesting? They say you manifest what you think about and believe to be. Like, the mind doesn't know the difference between if you're creating a reality in the future in terms of manifesting something, because all the mind knows is the experience of the emotion and the visualization,
Mhm.
right? It doesn't know
Yeah.
if the reality actually took place. So when you're in your mind and you're now feeling into all those different timelines, it's easy to see why the mind gets confused with, wait,
Hmm.
where am I really at today? Because the mind
Yeah.
starts reliving almost those energies.
But we want you to be able to shift through them. So I really want you guys to feel this, because this is the difference between energies between I was hoping he was in the car and now balance. I actually watched the mind. I watched the mind and I looked at it and I was like looking at it 10 feet above conscious, asking the mind, why does the mind have a preference that his car would be next to me? Because when you're balanced and your energy's neutralized, you don't give an F if your person's car is next to you or not. In fact, the part of me that was like, hold on, wait, his car is at home. See, I was working through all of the energies from addictive energy to balanced energy to being in union, not realizing time is an illusion and all of those energies are all existing now. And the one that I want to make sure you guys recognize and shift through. So I really want to feel into that part of me that really wanted to run into his car. So you all know how this journey works. Majority of you guys know how this journey works. When you're aligning with soul, your soul is there, right? And so when the part of me would see his car and was hoping it was his car, it literally ruminated experiences that I could have had running into his car, seeing him on the freeway, seeing him by a gas station. And I would like almost like ruminate our potential meetup situation on how it would look like, because I knew I was in soul. I was like, ooh, I'm in soul, I'm high vibing. How are we going to run into each other? Because I knew I was going to run into them. And we never ran into each other on the freeway. We never saw each other on the street. I never saw him in the gas station. Hold on. I did run into him in a gas station, now balanced, now in union, because we were aligned. I was aligned in soul, but I wasn't looking for him. I was not looking for him. So when your mind starts looking for your person, your mind is in separation consciousness. And when you are not looking for your person and you're simply being in the experience that you are in, which is exactly what happened when I ran into him at the gas station. This is us already together. I was like, okay, bye, see you later. And then we both went to the same gas station later. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh, like attracts like. This is totally my soul. Of course, my soul would bring them in right after I said bye to them. But my point is, the part of me in my timeline of separation, the way I was able to shift through my connection is the part of me that really, really wanted to run into my person, wanted to see my person, wanted to be with my person, had that desire, that need, that really, really needy energy, the addictive energy that just put him in the pedestal, the same pedestal Elizabeth put her person in. That was a part of me that needed to shift through that energy. And that part of you that gets to this other side that is balanced, doesn't give an F, is whole, is complete, is being in all of the experiences, is the part of you that gets to be with your soul. Because a part of me and Elizabeth were both kind of like surprised, right? We felt the energy so much in the separation that when we finally realized, oh, they're home, everything's good, there's nothing wrong, we almost couldn't believe it, because the part of us that experienced the addictive energy and experienced separation consciousness is so real. It's still so real because the
Because
mind will always remind us.
energy never dies, right? Energy
No, it
exists.
doesn't.
It stays. It's always
Yeah,
there.
it is. And that energy still lingers. That energy still kind of sits around and like fills the room. And you can shift to it still. That's why there's people that can shift their energy, balance, meet with their person, they see their person, and then they push again. Well, why? Because they still have that energy, that's addictive energy that was in the beginning, that still needs, that still seeks, that's still in separation consciousness. And even though you're in unity consciousness, you shift right back to separation consciousness and see your person through that light of separation, addictive energy, push, same energies. It comes out without even knowing you're in it. And that's why we had to psych ourselves back into this time space reality where it's like, no, hold on, wait, that was a long time ago. That's not happening right now. Which time space reality am I in? Oh, I'm in this one. And we stay conscious. And me and Elizabeth want to be really honest with you guys. When we are sharing these videos with you guys, we're sharing like really hard balancing work. And when we see YouTube videos or content from people, and we really feel into that they are not with their person, they don't share the truths, a part of us like kind of feels into how much more we want to share, how much more we want to give, how much more we want to create for you guys so you can actually know what the truths are. So you can really know what the truths are because we're in it. We're immersed in it and we're working through it, and it's possible. So wherever you are in your journey, whether you're in your separation, whether you're in the dark night, whether you're balancing, whether you're in permanent relating experience, all of those energies you shifted through and are shifting from is real. And wherever you are, so let's say separation, you can shift into the part of you where you are both already one, which is now, in this moment. You could shift to the state where we are both in now, me and Elizabeth, where our mind still thinks it's unbelievable and still thinks, how did we get here? How did we get to the state of balanced? Because the addictive energy is so pertinent and so like all consuming, we don't realize that it's possible to shift to this other side where you're neutral, you're balanced, you don't need your person. Like the part of me that was like, oh, I'm going to run into my person. I'm like, why would I want to run into him? I don't want to see him. I just saw him. Like that part of me, that's the neutralized side. That's the part of you. And a lot of people that are commenting in our videos, we could feel you guys shifting too, where you're like, I stopped thinking about them a lot. I've stopped worrying about them a lot. I'm hearing from my person. My person's contacted me. Well, that's why, because you're no longer putting them in this pedestal and you're shifting into this place of you being in the pedestal, you being the focus, you being the primary focus as soul. And your person naturally gravitates to your vibration by you leading the way through your balanced energy. We hope this video allowed you to shift, because there's some huge shifts that happened between me and Elizabeth separately and together, just talking about it. So if you felt it, we hope that it can allow you to shift wherever you are in your journey to the place where you know anything is possible, my loves, because Elizabeth's absolutely right. The me that was me when I saw his cars before and the me now is a completely different person. And my whole life has shifted. My whole experience has shifted. The way that I live my now moments now is so conscious, is so present. And I'm so grateful to have woken up in this journey, no matter how hard it was, no matter how hard it still is. We're balancing this every day and we're all doing it with all of you. We love you guys so much. We hope you have an amazing day. Bye, love.
Bye, love.